Whoa, we're back for some Bleach Mirrors resonance, where we have a bit of a flash of news coming for the game itself. We have a screen cap or two of the actual in-game systems. We're going to be taking a look at those and comparing them to some games, and also talking about why I think we're going down this path. You've probably already seen people hint at it, talk about it, you know, so on and so forth, but Bleach Soul Legends, Bleach Ball Legends, Bleach, you know, whatever you want to say, is coming to a town near you, and it looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'll just say that, like, you know, take a look at here. We'll go over here. So one of the reasons I think the Dragon Ball Legends looks very much on the docket, and can we do this? Is this system right here? This like chain. I mean, chain special, we kind of know. Skill could be, so chain could be melee, skill could be range, like blast attacks, and special green card, and then they'll have like an ultimate. If we actually go to this one as well, we have it here as well. Authentic 3D action. I guess we can read through them just a little bit here from what was translated by what I assume was Giku's Google Translate. But authentic 3D action battles, the key lies in cards and your teammates. The game unfolds through card battles. The key to victory lies in the combos created by the cards and the cooperative techniques forged through bonds with trusted allies. Oh, launches simultaneously. Okay, so victory lies in the combos created. So, oh, blast, melee, blah, blah, blah. And then guess what? Launches simultaneous rush attack. You know, rising rush. A powerful blow, overwhelm your enemies with flashy special moves. But yeah, this is, I guess you can see time passage in normal. You can draw cards with your attacks. Use the drawn cards with Orento to activate combo attacks. All characters can attack simultaneously, aiming for special damage, and depending on your formation, you can even create your own unique combinations. I think, you know, it just makes the most sense. We can also see that the actual UI is very reminiscent of Dragon Ball Legends right here. I mean, it's just a character screen. You probably tap it, and then two more characters that you just swap into. The enemy being above right here, very reminiscent of PVE mode or PvP mode in Dragon Ball Legends. I think it's Dragon Ball Legends. The reason that I think this is like gonna be like a go-ahead as well, though, is like a go-ahead bucket, is these games don't mind ripping off of each other. And you don't have to like stare at this video, by the way. It's gonna be most of me yapping. Epic 7, famously Epic 7, my personal probably favorite mobile game of all time, Epic 7, ripped off of Summoner's Wars, I believe, really hard. They just added, you know, 2D hand-drawn animation, right? They just added an anime style to what was already a very successful motto. Summoner's Wars has been around forever. If it did not rip off of it directly in all of its systems, it definitely ripped off of it in a lot of its systems. Beyond that, Genshin Impact ripped off Breath of the Wild. Genshin Impact was then cannibalized and ripped off by like every open world mobile game at this point. Every open world mobile game. It's why I say that when it comes to mobile games, I hope they stop making them open world, because I really don't want to play your, you know, worst version of the most successful mobile game of all time, if that makes sense. Like, or at least open world mobile game of all time. Like, I don't want to play your worst version of that, because I already kind of don't like that. So when it came to something like 7 Deadly Sins, for example, not saying that it's bad, by the way, not saying it's bad at all. You can enjoy 7 Deadly Sins. I just was kind of like fatigued when I first walked around and it was open world. I was a little fatigued. I just finished trying out Arknight's Enfield, which required a lot out of me. It required all this planning and building and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, if your characters aren't like my characters, like I really like them, I just can't do it. I mean, Arknight's Enfield could have been the best game in the world, but realistically, the designs were just okay. I feel like they were worse, in fact, than the original Arknights, as far as like the techwear stuff went. But it just goes to show, like, these games aren't above, you know, ripping each other off. Like, it's, you know, borrowing from each other. I always say, when it comes to video game development, please borrow and take the good aspects of these games. As the consumer, I'm not making games, so I'm not under any pressure to protect any, like, IP. Take the good parts. So I think if you're going to do a PvP game, I mean, Dragon Ball Legends is on its 8th year. It's just finishing its 8th year of success. Sounds like a formula that works. So I have no problem at all with that. That said, and this is going to be a little bit of a worry app sesh, it is a Japanese company. We have to remember that. Dragon Ball Legends, while it does give out a good amount of currency, I will say, and again, you, like I said, you don't really need to watch this video like directly. I'm just going to talking, but I would say that Dragon Ball Legends is one of those games that if you miss a week, if you miss a month, if you miss 2 months, if you just return for the big celebrations, it's not really optimized for you catching up quickly. The story mode grind is long because you have to watch all of those animations go through. There's no quick complete stages really in that regard. It's a lot. It's a lot to get back into that game, but if you can just keep up with your dailies, if you can just keep up with, you know, doing events when they come out, hopefully it takes, you know, 5 or 10 minutes a day. I think it is very possible to be free to play in Dragon Ball Legends, but it's probably not going to be like Bleach Soul Resonance where you're getting one of every character. I don't think so. Japanese company, PvP game most likely. Do not expect. I think this is one, I will say, this is the perfect way to do action game like Bleach Soul Resonance without conflicting with it, because, I mean, just put plainly, this game is probably not going to look as tight as Bleach Soul Resonance is. I'll just say that flatly. I think this game will look good, by the way. I think Dragon Ball Legends looks good, but I have always said that Dokkan Battle looks better, to me, in the style that it does, replicating the original anime, than Dragon Ball Legends does to me. Even though it is very good modeling. It's very good modeling. I'm not saying it's not good 3D modeling. But Bleach Soul Resonance, with the luxury of being a PvE game, I think will continue to sort of a lead as far as visuals go. But the gameplay freshness of just being able to get on and do PvP is different. Like, you can't really compare. So there will always be something fresh to do when there's PvP. You can always take, free to plays, take a bad team into PvP, see if you can win, blah, blah, blah. That stuff. So very excited for this game, actually. I'm not going to lie. Now that we have a little bit of confirmation that this might be something familiar, might also be, in that familiarity, might also be something PvP focused. Very excited for that. I did not want a game that was just going to clash up against Bleach Soul Resonance, because there's just no reason to. Bleach Soul Resonance is great, and we don't need more Bleach Soul Resonance games. We just need Bleach Soul Resonance to continue being great, Shueisha to pull back, and so on and so forth. The devs know what they're doing in that regard. So yeah, there's some quick thoughts. You can tell me how you're feeling about this like tease, this reveal. There's not much they could show us that would steer us off of this path. This looks so much like Bleach Legends. Like, I'm not gonna lie, and I don't think it's bad. I don't think that's a scary thing. I'm gonna go back in here really quickly. I don't think that's a scary thing. I think one thing about Legends is that it has a good baseline. Maybe, oh yeah, look at the timer up here. The timer up here with auto. I'm sorry that if you guys have watched like Giku's video, or maybe like Aaron's made a video, or someone else you've seen made a video on this, and they've like pointed all this stuff out. I tried to stay fresh so I could come in here with my own opinions. I haven't watched those yet. I will probably be watching those after this. But I try to be fresh. So if you hear me, but yeah, look, auto 162 with a little drop down. That's Dragon Ball Legends, and it doesn't surprise me at all that the company that controls, you know, Shueisha with like Dragon Ball, and Shueisha with like, or Bandai with like Dragon Ball, and then Bandai with like Bleach, or any version of that. It doesn't surprise me that sorry, nose is itchy. It doesn't surprise me that they would copy each other's homework. It really doesn't. So I think this is Dragon Ball Legends. I think that if it is, I'm not mad at that. I think it means that this could have good longevity. I have gotten pretty high ranked. Maybe I think I've gotten God rank as a completely free to play Dragon Ball Legends player several times. You just pull the big anniversary and event characters. What one issue will be though is playing early on. The game will almost certainly just be dictated by you pulling every character, and I don't think that's going to be reasonable. Like I said, Japanese company, there's just it'd be shocking. I would say, and I'll go over this stuff when the game gets closer to launch, but reroll, 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 reroll. By the way, reroll. If you do not try to get every single advantage you can out of your day one account, it's going to feel really bad later on. If you have to spend currency to get the first character instead of rerolling, it's going to feel really bad because you're going to be behind on the second character. So we'll see how that works out. But yeah, I'm excited. Pretty fun stuff. I've been alone though. Like if you like the video, subscribe to it, I'll go make it, and